Hello and welcome along to this tutorial regarding how to remove an object from a more complicated background where we've normally been able to remove say a tripod. This is a bit more of an awkward shape and we need to remove it from a bit more of a complicated background, and I'll show you what the problem is. Anyway, let's get on with it. First of all, we need to open the image that we're going to use and we need to convert it. So when we do this, I'm using the X5, so we get an image from the X5 as a CNDG, and we also get an image as an INSP, which is Insta360's own version. But however, we can't do anything with that, so we need to export it from this version to a JPEG, and this is how we do it. So we go into our export settings and we need to use export 360 photo and make sure it's set to do a JPEG, and wherever the folder you need to put it back to, I've got that folder there, and I'm just going to rename it so that I know what I'm dealing with. So let's change the name from that weird number, which means absolutely nothing to me in my head, to something that I'm working on. Let's see, let's call it stairs because that's where I'm stood, on the stairs, and we'll start the export now. Okay, so as you see at the top on the right, you'll get a little green dot when it's done, and that's us for Insta360 Studio. We've done our conversion to JPEG, and now we need to go into the next program, which for me is the choice are Affinity Photo 2, and let's find that first of all because I've got so many programs here, don't know where I'm going. There we go, Affinity Photo 2. You can also use the free Affinity Photo, guys, but this is my version for now, and here we have the image. Well, hey, but we can't use it like this, we have to convert it so that we can use it. So first thing to do is open Layer, Live Projection, and change it to Rectangular Projection. That means it's now able to be manipulated. And there we see our offending article. We need to remove. Now, of course, I'll just show you quickly that, zoom in, and if we have a go with, first of all, with our standard tool, which we would then hope it would do a good job, but I'll show you what happens if we try and remove it with our conventional in-painting brush. Okay, so let's do that now. Over here, where are we? Not there, not there. Nope, that's not it. I'm hopeless today, aren't I? Right, there we go. In painting brush tool, and we just do the normal thing, go all over ourselves or over the object we want to remove, should I say. And we'll let it have a go at doing the job. We'll see how far we get with it. Let's release that. The old calculations are going on now, and there we go. Not bad, but not brilliant is the verdict there. As you can see, there's some lines and there's still a shadow over here which we didn't go over, so we might as well deal with that as well. But as you can see, there's not a great deal of lines that line up correctly. Anyway, let's just take out the shadow as well, and then we'll crack on. So let's show you the method that I use to correct these issues. Because if you've got your people pics, pixel peepers, they'll be going, "What's happened there? That's rubbish." So let's work on this image a bit further, shall we? Okay. So what we're going to use is another tool called a patch tool. And how this works is you select a part of the image that you want to replace by putting a lasso around it, and then you look for something in your image there that's going to be of use to you. Now you have to do this a bit at a time. So as you can see, that's just starting to line up that little bit there now that I've got my pointer on, and there's my first beginning line. Doesn't look a great deal, and you're going to say, not impressed with that. But it's a slow process to get it right. And the more you do, the more you're going to get it looking better and better. So keep working at this. So I'm going to work at it a little bit. I'm not going to complete it completely, but I will show you the method. And there are some good tips further down the line here in this tool. I'm going to show you what you can do with it, because people just use it and think, I'm not very impressed. But see how I'm rotating the corner now? That's to bring the other line that I want, the vertical line, to line up with the line below it. So that top line is now in line with the bottom line. But that line at the side there is obviously wrong. So we need to take that line out, but I prefer the other line that's going up the top. So let's go and get another line. So we'll lasso that line in a minute. So here we go. Take out this line that we know is absolutely wrong, and we're bringing this one over, and there you go. And you're saying, but you could have done that in one piece, but you can't, because it needs to be rotated as I'm doing there. So that's the other rotation that I needed. That's why I couldn't use them both. And now look, a problem has occurred. The corner's wrong. So we'll work on the corner again. Take out go over to the corner and bring it back. It seems like there's a lot of work going on there, but it's the only way you can break down the lines so that you can actually line them up to what you need. And if you look at the actual blue dots on the corner, I'm moving in and out, and I'm resizing, and I'm reorientating. Okay, I'll do some more, and it'll be grasped in a minute. So obviously this line is no good; it's completely wrong. So we'll put a bit of texture on that one, just to take it and get it out of the way. That'll do. Okay. Now that's looking a lot better. And I know you're going to say, well, it's just not quite fully there, but I'll just do a bit more, and I'll move on to the next stage, which is the steps above. And you want to stick around with me on that one, because I do give you much more tips on doing it. You've not seen everything yet. So let's just see what I'm doing. So get to the corner, rotate, realign. When you're happy, just release. See, it's getting there. This line is obviously no good, so we'll get rid of that one. And this is what takes the time, guys. I'm sorry, there's no quick way of doing it, but if you want to get it to look good, you've got to take this slow process. A bit at a time is better than what you'll only get from just doing the inpainting tool, which looked completely messy. Right, let's move across. I'll just put one more line here just before we go across up to the top, I think. That line looks good. Leaving it ever so slowly. Rotate it. And off we go. There you go. I'm sure you can see the lines starting to run in parallel to each other there now. And let's concentrate on this top part here, this step. As you can see, it's all broken up and the lines are everywhere. Not in line at all with that top line, and the front edge is completely out of alignment. So let's take a big chunk out. Is this the way to do it? I don't know. I'm experimenting. And this is the thing to do as well. Don't worry about experimenting, because if you get it wrong, which I'm going to do in a second, by doing it like this, and I want to show you the mistakes, because that's just as important. Oh, see how I'm doing the rotation and zooming in and zooming out. That's part of this tool's power, if you like. Unfortunately, it's in the wrong place. So I've got that wrong completely. and I need to undo that, don't I? We've just created a bigger problem. so let's just see if I can do anything with it. This is before I give up and just start to think. No, but I wanted to show you this mistake because I'm not one of these guys who just say, oh, this is how it works perfect. So we're going to undo all that. And that is deliberately left in this video. And you're going to say, well, why didn't you just remove it? No, I had to make these mistakes just to show you that this is what you do when you make mistakes, if you understand. Right, let's have another go at it, shall we? Let's zoom in a bit more, I think, and make ourselves a little bit easier to work on it. Let's take that line there, which is a nice line, and bring it down and bring it to this area. And bring it in parallel. Okay, so here we go. We'll move across to this line, and there it's kind of in parallel, but we're going to need to just tweak it a bit. So just rotate until it looks what do we think? Thinking that's okay? I think it's better than it was, certainly. Now this obviously at this front edge is a bit wrong. So let's go in here and try and correct this. So just taking your time. Oh, look at this now. Look at this. Look at this. Oh. What were we thinking? Any good? Any good? We've got nice two big slabs there now, haven't we? So as you can see, we're starting to get some shaping going on now. There's an area there that I could carry on working on, and there's a little bit up here, and we could get there and it'd be all fun and games. This line here, look at this line here now. Look, quickly do this one for you. So we need to move that line across. See? There we go. We'll take that line from there. We've moved it across. We'll just realign it. How about that? That looks better. Now, of course, we've got the other line, haven't we? So we need to remove that line, and then we'll see where we're going. Let's have a look. Let's just take this out. It's a bit of a texture on it. And there we go. Oh, a little bit more. You can see I'm rushing a little bit there just to try and get you the method. Let's move up to a bit more of an awkward spot here. Look at this at the top. Let's just zoom in the top there. Look at that. That crack line there. That is an obvious pixel peeper. Oh, look at that. Now, what we're going to do here, we really want to get rid of this bad area, don't we? So let's do that first. I don't know, should we use that? What do we reckon? Let's have a go. Like I say, it's all about trial and error. Does that look better? I'm not sure it does. I'm not sure it does. I think it could be that that needs to be changed completely. What about the other side? Hang on a minute. Let's have a little look at the other side. Let's move across. I actually think that other side is better. Don't you? I'll tell you what. That's what we'll do. We'll use that other side. Right. Same again. I'm going into the black just to make sure I get a bit more of that texture. Right, let's have a look. Of course, we've got this little white dot now, haven't we, to contend with. We'll sort that out in a minute. What we're thinking. Let's zoom it in a bit. It's looking a bit large, so we push in. With the eyes, push in, push in, push in, push in. Look at the front edge. Get the front edge right first. Does that look like a broken front edge? Hang on, let's grab it in the middle and get that front edge looking right. I think I've got it right there. Not quite in one go, but never mind. Let's do the line that's not in line at the moment. Let's just go around that bit. Bring the other line across. You see how the pointer above is bringing that line in? Look at that, guys. Oh, from that other line. But here's the thing. See the white dot? That's a bit of a telltale, isn't it? So what we're going to do with that is very simple. Everyone, in painting brush tool, what do you reckon? This little monkey. A little bit large there. Let's just minimize it down. Go up here. Take the pixel size down, the width of the tip if you like. There we go, nice little small tip. And let's just go over the little dot. Not quite, let's do a bit more. And there we go. I think that's taken away the reference from the other side. And that's it for today. I think I just wanted to show you the method about what tools to use to kind of get rid of. You can refine it and you can play around and do much more to the surface and get it absolutely spot on. But it was all about using the patch tool and the in-painting brush. That's what I wanted to show you. These two tools are the main ones for this kind of work. If you're going to use this method, it takes a bit of time, but you will get to a perfect pathway if you want. So what I'll do now is I'll leave it there. There is a bit more for me to do, of course there is, but what I'll do is I'll just save it out, and this is the more important part. Remove projection before you do your save, because if you don't, all of that work would have been a waste of time. And there we go. So we're back to a standard linear JPEG, which is all good because we can use that in our 360 viewer of choice. So we'll export this one out to a JPEG, and then we'll go and have a look at it in a 360 viewer and see what we think. I'm going to do no more work to it now, and let's just see, knowing that we could improve that pathway, but let's have a look, shall we? So there we go, stairs. We'll call this stairs 2 because this is going to be the new save. Let's do that one, and then we'll view it. So stairs 2, exporting out the item or the photo or whatever you want to call it. We're not going to save that because we're not going to do any more work on it. Stairs 2 into the viewer, and let's see what we're looking at the moment without me actually doing the final finish work. Let's have a look. There we go. Where have I gone? I'm not there. But you can see what I'm saying. You don't have to worry too much about it. Obviously, there are things that could be tidied up a bit more. But the main thing is the method in which I'm showing you of how to do it when the in-painting brush alone will not do. So you've got a geometrical pattern or anything like that, and you want to do it, you're doing copying, cloning, all that kind of stuff. This is the method I use, and I've never been pulled up when I've spent a bit more time. I've never been pulled up yet as to that didn't look that great. They've always thought that is acceptable, and I didn't even know how you did it. So there we go. Till next time, thanks for watching, guys, and if you like, subscribe or give me a comment down below. As always, see you in the next one. Bye for now.